the event happened, I think that was before Easter this year, and I was, we went to workshop. I was there with my niece, and we were in town center trying to get a shop for African restaurant, kind of, so we're looking through the town center, and this gentleman walked up to me, because I had my line. I work for a Signet. We deal with autism and learning disability patients, so of course we're contractors to NHS, so I use the NHS line. So I have my line with my keys attached to me every time, so I don't lock myself out of the house. So he came up friendly and said, "Oh, hey ladies." I said, "Hi," and he was like, "You work for, where do you work?" I said, "I work with Signet." He said, "But you have your NHS line on?" I said, "Yes, we work for NHS, so of course we're allowed to do that. Can I see your badge?" So I don't have my badge on me. I said, "By the way, who are you to ask me for my badge? You need to identify yourself, ask me for my badge." I said, "But I don't take my badge everywhere if I'm not at work." And then the next thing he said, "Oh, you're half Africans. You leave our country for us." And then I was like, "Excuse me?" So I started laughing. So he said, "We just want you to leave. We don't want you here," and he started swearing. So I said, "Why are you upset?" So, and he took out his phone, started taking our photos. So my niece was upset. I said, "Don't take our photos. Why are you taking our photos?" So I started joking. I said, "No, let him take our photos. He's never met beautiful African women before." So he said, "Do you want me to say cheese for you?" Things like that. Still trying to, let him feel, well, let's crack on. And then he went on swearing. And I said, as at that time, my niece was already very upset, was shaking, because she just came down as a student for her master's. She's actually based in South Africa. She's married. And she was like, "No, I can't handle this anymore. This is my third experience of people, discriminating against me here." So I said, "Don't worry, you'll be fine." Then it kept on. I said, "Okay, you have your phone. I'm going to take my phone now and start recording you too." And I said, "Listen, I'm a social media person. I'm going to make you popular. I'll put you on social media." And I told him, I said, "People like you should not be in England." I said, "Because I've lived in this country since 2008. I don't think I've experienced this kind of hatred from anyone. Of course, I've been through discrimination, but it's not as hard as this." The few times I think I've experienced was when I was on the street, because my first job in this country was as a CEO, parking attendant in Keston and Chelsea. And, people don't like us. People don't like tickets. So when you're putting tickets on the, yeah, "Hey, black monkey, go back," things like that. Like, okay, you're going to get the ticket anyway. So aside from that, I've not experienced things like people walking up to me and telling me, "Go back to your country." No. I said, "It's about 10 years now I've experienced this." I said, "I moved down this way because I've always wanted to live countryside. And I live in Redford." I said, "They're lovely people. People see in the market, they say hello to you for sometimes. They try to know you, they tell you if you need anything, come around. They've been very lovely people in Redford, and I'm really happy." I said, "But coming to workshop," I said, "I think you are not representing workshop well." So I said, "Well, if you feel that bad," because she calls me mommy, that's my niece. I said, "Listen, if you feel that bad, this is an hate crime. You can report to the police." I said, "Yes, I want to report to the police." I said, "Okay." I said, "Call 999. So we called the police. Yes, we were really attended to. About 3 days after, they took speech from us over the phone. And then 3 days after, a police officer came to my house to take proper statements from both of us. And he said, "Don't worry." And then we showed him our recording. We sent it through email. I said, "Don't worry, I'm good at catching people. I'm going to get in." There are cameras all over the town center. I said, "Of course, I saw the camera." So I said, "That would be nice." And then he called us up on Palm Sunday. We just stepped out of church. And he said, "Oh," because my niece, he called my niece's name. And said, "Oh, Adey, guess what? I got him." I said, "Oh, brilliant." And he asked, I said, "Do you want to press charges?" And I looked at my niece. I said, "Do you want to press charges?" He said, "Yes, I want." I said, "Come on, the spirit of Easter. Today is Palm Sunday. We're Christians. And the spirit of Easter says, it's about forgiving. said, let's forgive him. I said, but I want to meet him. I said, I need to educate him, to tell him, listen, go outside your shores. I said, I'm sure he's never been to Africa. I said, I come from Nigeria originally. I said, when we receive whites, not just British, whites, Asians, everywhere, I said, we treat them like kings and queens, no matter, your status, no matter whether you're poor or rich. We always want people to feel welcomed. I said, so that's the way we want to be treated in other people's places too. I will actually invite him to Nigeria if he's ready to go. You understand? Let him feel how we treat people so that he will be able to understand that, no, what we're doing, eating on people is wrong, And the officer said, okay, that's fine. That's fair enough. We would grab a meeting, tell him this is what you want. And then that was how I got introduced to Isha, and Isha took up the case. And it's been a win-win for everybody. We've actually become kind of friends after the whole meeting, and that's it.
How did that meeting go with him?
Oh, it was really emotional at some point because he was almost crying. To be honest, I felt for him. It was like he's never been like that before. He doesn't know what came over him, and he's really sorry. He was almost crying, and I had to soften the whole situation because I joke a lot. I'm not too serious about things sometimes. So my niece actually said, well, she didn't know the police was going to take it that far, so she feels safer. But, before we had this meeting, there was a breakout, the riot.
Right.
Do you understand?
Yes.
That happened almost every, city. And that, for the first time, that I've been in England, that got me scared, to be honest. Got me scared. Though there was nothing like that happening in Redford. Yeah. But we were going to go to the beach during that period. And my work colleague said, oh, you better don't go there now. That's my African work colleagues. You better don't go there to the beach. You might be thrown in the water. I said, why would anyone throw me in the water? I'm not doing anything. They said, listen, they're beating up Africans, Asians, and people. We've never seen this before in this country, but this is what is going on. I said, is this that bad now? And really I felt, do I feel safe here now? And at the end of the day, I was like, no, just don't worry. We won't go to the beach now, but let everything get settled. I said, with time, people will come back to their senses and, things will go normally. Yeah, if you were South Africa, they're used to those kind of things there, but not here. I've never seen that here in UK. That was my first of seeing people going on the street and say, leave our country and things like that. So I'm like, no, that's not normal. Something is going wrong somewhere. But she says she feels, safer with your involvement, with the police involvement, and she feels relieved at the end of the day. I really felt much better meeting him again one-on-one. I felt for him, to be sincere. I felt it was honest. And I felt, he just vented in the wrong way, So, yeah, it was much better for me meeting him. If I never met him, I'll probably still be angry that I didn't have time to talk to him. It's actually a therapy, kind of psychological, that you have people there that are actually supporting you. Do you understand? Because this is it affects your mental health. When you're afraid, you develop phobia to go out because you're afraid somebody's going to talk to you and say, go back to your country, or give you some hate speech and swear at you, but then if I know, I can always call the police and then they back me up and they recommend people to me and they really protect me. Of course, you have that confidence built back in you and say, yeah, even though I'm not in my home country, yeah, but then listen, I still got, they got my back.